I was only 7 years old when I had to leave my parents to be with my auntie for better education. For the first year, everything was okay. I enjoyed staying with them. But when the second year came, I started to feel that I was forced to do a lot of things. I was asked to cook. I was asked to wash. I was asked to do all the household chores. And as a young kid, I wanted to play with my friends. But none of those things were there for me. All I could remember was me cooking, washing dishes, and then most of the times staying in the room and getting angry at my auntie for treating me that way. I was bitter towards God. I was bitter towards my auntie, and I was very, very angry at my parents. All I could think of was maybe one day I'll be able to get away from my auntie. I'll have a life where I can decide things for myself. And I tried a lot of things. When I was trying all of these things, my friends introduced me to this school. It's run by central government, and they told me that if you get through this school, you will stay there and you'll be by yourself. So that interested me a lot. So I said, let me give it a try. Without informing my parents, without informing my auntie, I took the application form. I applied and I got through. And I thought this is the life that I always wanted. And finally, I have freedom from my auntie. And I was enjoying my life. I was able to make decisions for myself. But that was short-lived because after some time, I could not handle the freedom that I was getting. I was making poor choice after poor choice. At a very young age, I got into a relationship which was very toxic. And I got into all sorts of bad companies. I was also living a very double standard life. But there came a point in my life when I was feeling very empty and I felt that I needed help, but I did not know how to ask for this help. In 2013, there was a youth camp organized for the youth of our church. And I got the opportunity to attend that. The first day, nothing happened. Second day, nothing happened. The third and final day, still nothing happened. But in the evening, I thought I will go and meet the pastor, let him know that I'm very disappointed. I'm not getting what I'm looking for. So I went. But the moment I entered the room, I felt something that was so strange, something that I've never felt before. The pastor received me, sat me down, and spoke to me. And I felt in that moment that God was really ministering and God was really speaking to my heart. All I could remember was the pastor telling me some verses from the Gospel of John. But for me, I was having an experience within myself. And till today, I cannot explain what that was. But all I know is that I was touched by love at that moment. I realized, when I came back to my senses, I realized the pastor was leading me to a prayer. And he was telling me that how loved I am and how God still cares for me even when I think that God does not love me and God does not care for me. It was as if God was trying to mend my broken heart. It was at that moment that I realized that the God I have always been hating for all my life loved me so much that He came and died for me. So after the camp, I went back home, and it was still a journey of forgiving my auntie. It was still a journey of forgiving my parents. And it was a long journey of really trying to reconnect with my auntie and trying to forgive her. And it finally happened, all because God's grace was there for me. It was not easy even to forgive my parents. But there was so much of liberty that I experienced after releasing forgiveness. It was all because of God's grace, and I'm very grateful for this new life that I found. Today, I share a very close bond with my auntie. I still look up to her, and she still inspires me a lot in many different ways. When I'm in need of direction, I go to her, and she's like a friend to me today. And with my parents, I share a very close bond than ever before. I did not get to live much part of my childhood with them, but today I enjoy spending every bit of moment with them. I look forward to getting home and just being around them gives me so much joy. If God can give a beautiful beginning, a clean slate for a person like me, God can give that new life new beginning to anyone who is looking for a new life in Him. If you have struggled long, if you have struggled with unforgiveness, if you have struggled with anger, bitterness, whatever it is, none of those things are too great for God to forgive and give you a new life and give you a new start. Experience His love and have a new start in life.